Hello everyone. In this lecture series, next we are going to see the two important concepts. One is shorting the string, second one is reversing the string. We'll see both these concepts one by one.
Good afternoon to all. So in this series we are going to see the concept of string. We are to know the string is a group of characters. So in this series, first we are going to see how to initialize a string. Then we are going to find out the length of the string. Then how to combine the two different strings together. Then we have to find out the reversing. Then multiplying the string. Finally, we are going to see the shorting. So in this class, we are going to see the two important concepts. One is reverse the string. The second one is shorting. We'll see two concepts one by one. As we all know that, so what is meant by a string? It is a group of characters. So in Python, we don't want to declare a data type in the beginning. So we simply declare a variable. It can automatically take it is a string data type. So in this program, first we have to create a variable named as a string. In that we have initialized a string that is core Python. After that, we are going to display as it is. So whatever we have stored in that string, we simply display that particular string. And after that, with the help of the range function, we are going to perform the reverse operation. And finally, we can display the string. So in this one, first step, we have created a variable named as str. In that, we have assigned a string for Python. So now, in that variable, the core Python is stored like this. For an example, core then py then pho then n. So in this way, all the characters are stored in an array. In Python, there is an advantage. We can represent the index represent positive and negative. For an example, this is the positive index is started with 0 and incremented by 1. And finally it reaches to the end 6, 7, 8, 9. We can also represent the indexing in a negative way also. For an example, the last one is always represented as -1. That is incremented in a reverse order, then -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, then -10. So in this way, all the characters are stored in this array. So now we are going to simply display with the help of the for loop. We are simply display whatever we have stored in the array. So after executing these two lines, we can get the output like this: core Python. Then now we are performing a string operation. It is a very simple one. So this is the method. This is the concept of slicing, which means that we can take whatever we need. In the slicing, the three things are very important. First one is start. Then second one is stop. Then third one is step size. So this is the general format for slicing. So here we are performing the slicing inside the for loop. With the help of that slicing, we are going to reverse the string and print it. So for example, if we perform like this for I in str, that slicing operation is performed in here, and colon 1, which means that the string takes the last characters. For example, n is taken first, then it is incremented by 1, then so -2, the indexing groups contains the value O, then h, then it comes to a beginning. So automatically all the characters are displayed in a reverse order. As we all know that how the for loop is working, first initially check the condition. If condition is satisfied, then it display the statement. That the process is repeated until the condition is not satisfied. The similar way, this process is repeated until it reaches the beginning. So it starts with the last character and it reaches to the beginning. So it displays all the characters in a reverse order. If we execute this particular for loop, we can get the output like this. For an example, first we can display again, then O, then H, then T, then Y, then P, then space C, O, R, E. We can get output like this. Sorry. E, R, O, C. We can get the output like this. I hope that you understand. If you have any doubt, okay, you can ask me. For next we are going to see the sorting. As we all know that what is display sorting. In this example, we are going to display the sorting in an alphabetical order. For example, if we get a three string, for example, Arun, then Zion, then Column. Suppose if we get a three name from the user, if we want to sorting in an alphabetical order, after that we need output like this. For an example, Arun, it is same as, because and second one should be Bala, the third one should be Zia. So first character is important in that string. So based on that, we are going to display the different strings in an alphabetical order. So this is the one way of starting. So we are going to see how to execute this particular list. Okay. First, we have to create an empty list. As we all know that list. So what is the list? What is the difference between array and list? Array contains only a single data type. For an example, A of 3, which means that we have created an array. It contains 3 spaces. For example, if we store an integer values, we can store only integer for all 3 spaces. We cannot store any characters here. So array only store the elements of same data type. So that is a very, very good one. Whereas list, if we created any list, it can store anything. For example, 10, Arun, then C. See this. In this list contain integer value, the string, a single character, whatever it may be. So list can store any data type. Array can store only elements of similar data type. So this is the difference between array and list. Okay. So this is the first point. The next one is, first we have created an empty list. So named as str. Then we have to get the input from the user. So with the help of that input function, we are going to get the input from the user. After that, we have to get the name from the user and add it in the empty list. So in the beginning, we have created an empty list that is named as str. After user entering the 3 strings, for example, here we give the input 3 strings, we can enter the 3 strings. So if we enter 3 strings, all the 3 strings are appended one by one. So first one is Arun, the second one is Zion, third one is Bala. All the strings, whatever strings we have entered, is appended one by one after that. Okay. Then after appending, so with the help of this particular function, we are performing the sorting operation. After performing the sorting operation, we are stored in an str variable. Then finally, with the help of for loop statement, we are going to display whatever we can store inside that array. Okay. So after executing this particular statement, you can get output like this: Arun, Bala, then finally Zia. Okay. So these two functions are very important: short and shorted. Okay. Otherwise, everything